Good day, everyone. Abraham Carranza, coming to you from my mastermind.
And I am Taha Habib.
Today, guys, we wanted to bring a little order to everyone's mind. We wanted to talk about this stick person, right? And the reason we're doing this is because we wanted to show everyone what we're doing. And very first thing is we want to give everybody a good background, a good understanding of the stick person, why we implement the stick person, why we discuss the stick person all the time, and why is it that every time we're studying and understanding, comprehending, we always come to this figure. The most important thing is understanding that everything is energy, right? And we're fixing to start tapping in all this. I'm just going to give you little highlights. We're going to be talking about the mind. We're going to be talking about energy. We're going to be talking about vibration. We're going to be talking about the law of attraction. And again, the very first law is going to be the law of vibration, which is thoughts. Okay. Before we get started in this, though, I wanted to discuss a little bit of why I'm here, why we're here, and what we're doing as a company, what we're doing as a community, and what we're doing around the world. One of the things that really pivoted me and it moved me into this area and field was I'm an entrepreneur at heart. I was working in the workforce and I wanted to do more. I wanted to accomplish more and I wanted to go off on my own, just like many. And I felt that I was stuck and I was doing quite a bit of my business or the company that I was working for, but I really wasn't feeling fulfilled or satisfied. So I started to look, well, how can I create my own company? I wanted to do my own thing. How can I generate my own revenue? And again, I had no clue of business. I had no idea of where even to start. But something told me, move. You know, I'm always looking for a purpose. I've been searching for many years, reading through books and trying to identify with my why. And in doing so, the why started to move me. It started to connect me. I believe that we're spiritual beings experiencing a physical body. And I received information that spoke to me and said, start running, build your own company, do your own thing, move now. So I immediately started to move and start to take action. And sure enough, a couple years down the road, rocking and rolling, building my first company, generating quite a bit of revenue, doing really well, and of course I wanted to share the wealth. My biggest thing was I believed at the time that money was what makes the individual. I thought it takes money to make money. I thought that money was the reason why so many people are lacking or they don't have the opportunities to do so because of the lack of money. And in going into an entrepreneurial aspect of things and working with people and starting your own company, I started to see in others, as I started to work with them, that they couldn't develop themselves and that there was something that always was pulling them back. There was something inside that wouldn't allow them to do the things they needed to do, become the person they wanted to be. And it threw me off completely. Me, in my internal, I would try to teach them and guide them and do the things that I was doing, but they wouldn't do them. I would try to teach them about business, and they couldn't do those things themselves and be the part of an owner. And I was investing money, and I would invest money. So I was thinking of different strategies. How can I help and really help them do what I did? And in that research and in that study, I believe in the universe. I believe that there's something out there guiding us. And sure enough, I received a phone call, ended up meeting some businessmen, ended up coming across Procter & Gallagher Institute, and lo and behold, this is what I walked into. I flew down to Toronto, ended up meeting Bob Proctor, and when I saw that the information he had, it brought everything to order in the old books, all the study that I was doing, all the research, all the why I was doing what I was doing. I believe it was leading me to this very moment to do what we're doing today. And in doing that, through the years, through all that time, me and Taha ended up meeting each other, and we ended up coming together and working on companies. And I knew that this would be the nucleus of really helping people. So now I had something solid to where I had solid material that we can come back and really teach our people, really give an understanding to anyone else that's around us that wants to grow. So I went in full-fledged. I jumped right in. I said, I need to master this material, but not just to master it for myself, but I needed to master it to the point so that we can communicate it and we can teach it and we can bring this back to our local area. And this has evolved into, we're teaching this all over the world. That's a little bit of why we're here right now, why I'm here right now. And I'm going to turn it over to Taha here.
Yeah, thank you, Abraham. Just same as Abraham, I was very inspired by this information that changed my life around. Just a little bit about me. I'm an immigrant and I'm from Iran, and I always had the image of coming and living the American dream, living the wealth, living the success, living the everything that an individual wants. So when I moved here, I started, I came here as a student, but the school wasn't helping me much. And I start working, and at that time, because I had very poor English and I didn't know anybody, I started working in a hamburger place. And through working, I start moving and start working and start moving up. And I was working really hard, and I started my first company after 3 years, construction company. And I was working really hard, growing and, grinding out there. And I realized that, I'm working really hard. I'm putting so much pressure on myself, but I cannot, reach my goals. I cannot become millionaire. I cannot buy the house that I want. I cannot just travel anywhere in the world that I want without, considering the cost. So, and I wasn't healthy at all. I was drinking a lot. I was overweight, and I had high blood pressure. So I start I start looking and searching, and I want to get into other business. So I met Abraham, and I start realizing that there's something is not outside of me. There's something about in me that needs to be changing in order for me to get a new result. So, this information that we're about to get into it's dictating the level of income that you want, and it's dictating the success and the results of your life, how you want your life to be. So today, Abraham and I, after 5 years, Abraham and I became millionaires. We are making millions and millions of dollars a month. And I used to make, 9 years ago, I used to make $7.25 an hour. And this dramatic change, right now we're master our relationship, we're master our businesses, we're master our life, and every day is getting better and better. This information inspired us so much, had such a high impact in us, that we want to inspire other people as well through PGI, Bob Proctor and Gallagher Institute. So we want to get into we want to start talking about this stick person. A stick person, it is simple, but don't let this simplicity fool you. Abraham, do you want to get into?
Sure. This image here is a stick person. Is developed by Dr. Thurman Fleet in 1934, and it revolutionized the psychological world. It really revolutionized many people's worlds. It started to give everybody a better understanding of who and what we are, and the way this mechanism works, the way this energy works through the body. As we started to understand this and put this together, it started to bring order into our world, and we're going to bring order to your world. If you haven't seen this before, again, because we're human, and a lot of times the physical eye is the more dominant eye, right? So we think in images. So whenever I say the mind, very first thing is we need an image of the mind, right? So I could say cat, dog, horse, TV, refrigerator. Every corresponding sound went back to the registry of a corresponding what? Image.
Right.
So we think in frequencies, we hear in frequencies, and then we bring that information down, we transmit it through this transmitter, which is the brain. Brain is an electronic switching station. It's a broadcasting and receiving station. So you could say it's more or less like the computer, like the hard drive.
Yeah, and really we have to, when we talk about that, we have to understand how, if we want to understand how we function and how we do things and why we get the result that we want, we have to understand the mind. So, and the reason, as Abraham mentioned, the reason we have this stick person is because so you understand the mind and you can see it, you have a better understanding.
Yeah.
Abraham, do you want to get into how do we start receiving information?
Yep.
And how our how we function.
Yep. Relatively, the two parts of the mind that we're going to talk about today, and the body. So the main sections that we're talking about right now are going to be the conscious mind and the subconscious mind, and then we have the body here. Okay? So we have this conscious mind, and then we have this subconscious mind. And I want you guys to really pay close attention, because once again, this is going to help you decipher the code. It's going to help you understand the way energy moves to and through the body. This conscious mind is going to be the logical mind, right? It's logical. It's where we think from, right? The subconscious mind is going to be the doing part of the mind. In the subconscious mind, there's a filing cabinet. And in this filing cabinet is a storehouse of information, okay? And then up here on top, you wanna?
Sure. About senses.
Yep.
I'm gonna try not to block the ears, but. So we have 5 senses. Smell. Really bad at this if you want to go.
Sure, I got it.
I'm not.
Yep, so we can see,
Right.
we hear, we taste, we touch, and we smell. Right? So this is how we pick up information. These are antennas. Okay? These antennas pick up information from our external world.
That's really how we understand our world, through our senses.
Yep. So these senses pick up information, and then it transmits it in the mind. It transmits it through the brain. Okay, the brain is an electronic switching station, and it's transmitting this information, and it configures it, right? How is it doing that? Earlier, I said, dog, cat, horse, TV, refrigerator. Everyone, no matter where you're at across the world, everyone received a light image, and in reality, it's a different light image. You have an emotional impact according to the people that taught you this information, wherever you are around the world. Whoever showed you the first dog, the first cat, the first refrigerator, or even the refrigerator you have right now, you received a corresponding message, and it lit up
An image.
in the conscious mind, and it lit up here as an image according to the vibrational word I was saying. So where is this information coming from?
You're basically conditioned. This information comes from your environment, and you're conditioned. What you receive stores in your file cabinet that Abraham just mentioned earlier, in your subconscious mind.
So as you think, remember the very first thing I said, vibration. Very first law is what?
Energy. Everything is
energy.
Yeah.
So vibration is the very first sound. As you start to think, we start to vibrate, we start to hum, we start to move thinking stuff into form. As this thinking stuff is wanting to move into form, you heard an idea, you heard dog, cat, horse. Well, where does that information come from? We've got files and files and files of information in this filing cabinet.
Massive information.
Yeah, it's a massive information. So we pick it up from here, and it lights up on the screen of the mind, and then you see it here. And then you get a corresponding feeling, and the ancients used to say this was the heart mind. As these two connect, they have dialed and tuned you in. They have dialed and tuned you in. As this happens, what happens to the body?
Reacts.
Yep.
Get an action mode.
It starts to move, producing
Results.
results. A lot of people didn't understand what's happening and the way it works. Well, this individual down here on the plane, this is on the plane, this is the physical world down here. Up here, you don't see any of this happening. This up here is the unseen causes, unseen forces. This is the reason why this stick person is so important. It brings order to our mind, lets us give us an understanding of the way the mind works and the way this mechanism, the body works. So you don't see any of this, but you see this down here. This is your external world. And you're living down here in the physical plane, moving along, humming along, creating results, doing things, creating things, building things. You're moving, you find relationships here. You find businesses here. You'll find a company to go work for, or start your own business, or you're doing all these things down here. But where's this base knowledge coming from?
Your storehouse.
It comes from the storehouse. So this is the biggest thing here. From 0 to 7, what happens? Some say 0 to 5, some say 0 to 7. What's happening?
We're picking up information through our senses without being able to reject anything. So anything that we see and we hear stores in the storehouse.
Correct. So
And that becomes our point of view, our center, our starting point, our instruction toward life.
correct. So we have this little child here, and this is the same model here. It's a stick person, but we have a little child here. Little child comes in. They don't have a conscious mind yet. 0 to 7. Guess what? They have a same filing cabinet. This one's empty, guys. Empty. But the people that's around, it's what's plugging in all this information. So the people that's around, we have genetic information, coding, and then we have environmental coding. Whoever this child is around cannot reject. It can only accept this information. And it's coming in here. So then whenever we look at this individual, we're looking at the physical reality, we're looking at the things that we're creating. And then we start wondering, well, what makes me different than the other individual? I used to think many times, why is it that so many men dream, but they don't dream equally? What's making the differentiation down here on the physical level? How come men are doing different things? Everybody has the abilities. Why is it only 3% doing the same thing? Well, this is where we're getting our first, what? Programming. We're getting a first set of operating instructions. We didn't know that. The problem with this first level of operating instructions is that this becomes your starting point. And for many, it becomes the ending point. When I say that, these instructions came from beliefs that were written, and they were not yours, but they came from the people that raised us. I can go down this whole list. It'll get real long. But all these beliefs, all these ideas create, first the belief creates perception. From there it moves into a behavior, then it becomes into a habit, and then here we are, boom, later on down the line here, pattern plan.
Yeah.
This is your world.
Yeah, that's our reality. Basically, just reiterate what Abraham said. It's so if you're stuck or you want a different life, or you're getting the result that you don't want, the reason is right here. The people that we have impacted by this information, help them to change the information right here in the storehouse, and that tremendously changed their results. We've been doing this right now almost for 3 years, and we have worked with best of the best, and the success rate that we have is tremendous. Abraham, you want to touch lightly on the impact that we have?
Yeah, I want everyone to understand that these beliefs, if you never change them, if you don't change the beliefs, this thing is moving you into form. It's controlling your life. It's controlling everything around you. It controls how you view time, how you use time. It controls the amount of money you earn, where you're going to go earn money, how you view money. It controls relationships. It controls everything, because this is, again, this hard drive, whoever you're around is raising you, you're just soaking it in. So it's going to control every aspect of your life, because this is the conditioned way of being. And this is the starting point. So it's like receiving a book and they handed it to you, and this is all you've got. And I want to let everyone know it's not all you have. We can show you how to rewire the subconscious mind to alter the pattern plan. We can show you how to rewrite history, and we've done this. Taha, could you give us a couple examples on individuals that have taken the information, have been mentored by us, been taught how to rewire the subconscious mind, and just give us a little insight on what's happened?
As most of people know, we're a product of learning. So we gotta unlearn and relearn. Unlearn meaning changing the information here, and relearn again with the new information. So we have we've been working with individuals that are 21 years old, and they used to make $60,000 a year. Now they're making $350,000 per year.
I want to stop you real quick before that. Before he went to 70, actually, he was, I can't remember. I think the story, I think he was making maybe it was like $17,000 annually.
Yeah, he was working.
And in 3 months, he went to a conference that we were having. In 3 months, he came back and he went shot up to $70,000 annually. And then since then, we started to work with him, and he ended up starting his own business. And now, what is he doing?
He's doing over
$350,000 annually.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
Unlearn and relearn.
Unlearn and relearn.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. We have so many stories. I have even relationship. We have individuals that were super unhappy and they didn't know what they want. They couldn't get in the right relationship, or they were in a relationship very unhappy. And we have helped them right now building and doing things with their spouse or their partners, and they've done very well. What we're saying here is this information, what you're learning is not about only wealth. It's not only about making money. It's about life of the dream life, experiences truly, and
living the life you want.
Yeah, this information will really impact every individual. Abraham and I experienced it, and everyone in our program, that truly impact every aspect of your life. You need to ask yourself, what is it that you really want? And through this information, you can go after what you want, you truly desire.
It's we've had individuals that are doing millions annually, millions, and we found that again, some of them, they're not happy either. So then that goes back to, there's in this massive information, how many eyes of the personality do we have? So for every eye of the personality that we have a conditioned way of thinking. We have a starting point. And if you don't rewrite that starting point, this is the reason you're having the results in those areas. So as you start looking throughout your whole life and every experience you're having, if you're lacking in an area, or if you're not doing well in an area, it's because you weren't programmed to receive the results you truly desire. And this is what this is about. Whether it's money, it's relationships, it's family, it's children, all these things go back to one governing thing, and it's vibration, it's thought form. Thoughts become things. And if we don't understand that, we will continue to live on the physical plane, and we'll never be able to really change, a permanent change or a big change, or really rewrite the model if you don't understand what we're teaching here.
And a lot of you, I've heard you said everything is mindset. Mindset is what you have, setting that you have in your mind. That's your setting. If you don't change the setting, you won't be able to change your results. You can rewrite your life. You can rewrite history. When I say rewrite, that means you can change the program, change the information that has been given to you. You have a free will, and you can change it.
Yep. And we can change this conditioned mind into operating, becoming anything it wants. This is the beautiful part about it, is that spirit is perfect, and we help draw that out, and we help you find your perfection. We help you find your why. We help you find and live the life that you truly desire.
When you are ready and willing to change your life and get more out of life and experience the life that you desire, click the link below and join I Am Mastermind.
Welcome to the evolution of human potential. Welcome to I Am Mastermind.